Welcome back. Let's talk about the law of sines and cosines. It's a whole lot of fun. You'll see. Okay, so actually today we're only going to talk about the law of sines. Law of sines. And then later on we'll talk about law of cosines in the next video. Okay, so law of sines, notice that it has the sine function in there. Okay, it'll actually help us find missing sides and angles of triangles. Well, we've already done that before, right? Well, if you remember, all the triangles that we were working with were all right triangles. Okay, so it had a 90-degree angle. Well, turns out that the law of sines will help us work with triangles that are not right triangles. So now we can find the missing sides and angles of all triangles using the law of sines. So here's how it works. These two proportions are the same, okay? So it's just they're flipped over. So notice it says sine of A over A, and this is A over sine of A, okay? It's the same. So you can choose which one you use. I usually use this one, okay? But you will see this one out there also. So just be aware it could be set up like this or this. But we'll go ahead and stick with this one. So notice that there's a capital A and a lowercase a. Okay? The capitals are your angles, and the lowercase are your sides. So the angle will be across from its side. Okay? So here's angle A, side A is across from it. Here's angle B, side B is across from it. Here's angle C, and here's side C across from it. Okay? So turns out that sine of A over A is equal to sine of B over B, which is also equal to sine of C over side C. Okay? So if we're missing one of or more pieces of information from here, we can find it using law of sines. So let's give it a try. Okay, so you're going to write this in your notes section in your vocab book. Okay, so for this problem, we're looking for side B. Okay. Well, we can't use Pythagorean theorem because it's not a right triangle. Okay, so it's just some regular old triangle. We have to use law of sines. So we're looking for side B. So what you want to do is notice that you have angle C and we have side C. Okay. We have angle B, but we don't have side B because that's what we're looking for. So we're going to want to choose two of these to set up a proportion. Okay, so because we have angle C and side C, we're going to use this one. And because we have angle B and we're looking for side B, we're going to use this one. So we're going to use this proportion to solve our problem. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So we're going to use this part to find side B. Okay, so let's plug in what we have. Okay, we know that this right here is side C. So sine of B, well, we know that B is 85 degrees. So sine of 85 over B, we don't know, is equal to sine of C, and C is 38 degrees, over side C, which is 12. Okay, well, now we have to solve for B. So do you remember what to do? How to solve a proportion? Well, you should cross multiply. Okay. So we're going to have 12 times sine of 85 equals B times sine of 38. Okay, well, we want to solve for B, so we need to get B by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by sine of 38. divide by sine of 38. Okay, well, this goes away, and now we have what b equals. So you're basically going to have to use your calculator and get what is sine of 85. So that's what we have to work out with the calculator. And what is sine of 38? So let's do that. Okay, sine of 85 is 0.9962. And sine of 38, you could also use that little table I gave you, that chart. Sine of 38 is 0.6157. Now we just need to divide these two. So we're going to do 12 times 0.9962. Get that and divide that by 0.6157. And we end up with b equaling 19. I'm going to round it off, 19.4. Okay, so 19.4 is our length for B. And you could go through and you can find everything else that's missing too, if you really want to. You could find A the same way we found B. And you could actually find angle A just by using the fact that all three angles add up to 180. So let's try one more. Okay, problem 2. This time we're going to actually be looking for an angle. We're looking for angle B. So here's law of sine formulas. So we need to plug stuff into those. So we need to decide what are we going to be using. Which two of those three are we going to use? So here's angle A and side A. Okay, those two we have. So you'd want to use the two that you have. So we're going to be using angle A and side A, and we're looking for angle B, and we're given side B. So we're going to be using those two. Okay, so this is our unknown right here. So we set up a proportion. Okay, we're looking for angle B. Okay, we set up a proportion with what we have. So this right here is side B. And this up here, the 27, is side A. So let's plug it in to our proportion. So sine of A, so sine of 95 over side A, which is 27, is equal to sine of B over side B, which is 16. Okay. Now we just have to try to figure out sine B. So this one's going to be a little more challenging. Okay, but you still will start the same. Cross multiply. Okay. So we have 16 times sine of 95 equals 27 times sine of B. Okay, well, we want to get B by itself, so we're actually going to get sine of B by itself. So let's multiply, or let's divide both sides by 27. Okay. Now, we can go ahead and work all the left side out. And so we'll say sine of B is equal to 16 times, we have to figure out sine of 95, so I'll use my calculator. Okay, we actually just did this one. It's 0.9962, and then that's divided by 27. Okay. Okay, once you multiply the numerator and divide by 27, you end up getting 0.59. So that is not what B is, that's what sine of B is. So here's what we have. Sine of B equals 0.59. Do you remember how to solve for B? Well, you're going to take the inverse. So you're going to put inverse sine of 0.59 equals angle B. Okay, so remember that's when you have to push the shift key to get to inverse sine. So you just punch it into your calculator and you'll end up getting that B equals 36.2 degrees. And so we found an angle. So 36.2 degrees. Pretty cool, huh? Now we can work with any triangles. We can find any missing sides and angles of just any old triangle. We don't just have to work with right triangles anymore. Well, I hope you have an awesome day. See you in class.